bigger than just tech. It's a movement. Let's go. Get them to the metaverse. Level up your mind. Tapping in the new worlds you ain't never tried. Hardware, headlines, keeping it tight. Look, abstract flow. Guess they like the mic. Get them to the metaverse. Whoa. Get them to the metaverse. Yeah. Get them to the metaverse. It's Joy and JDun. We bringing the universe. Kick it off right, Joy set the tone. JDun breaking it down from the zone. They talking gear, they talking space. XR dreams you can't replace. It's not just games, it's next gen tools where creators thrive and rewrite rules. From AR specs to the code they write. They shine that light in your heads at night. Mixed reality, stay in the know. They got the insights, let it all flow. Yes, pull up with that future flames. Breaking it down in the whole zone lane. So when you hear that beat, better buckle in. We talk the future where the real begins. Joy and JDun leading the wave. XR energy every time they play. Coming to the metaverse. Level up your mind. Tapping in the new worlds you ain't never tried. Hardware, headlines, keeping it tight. Abstract flow. Guess they like the mic. Yeah. Get them to the metaverse. Whoa. Get them to the metaverse. Yeah. Get them to the metaverse. It's Joy and JDun. We bringing the universe. One link. One verse. Let's get them to the metaverse. One link. One verse. Let's get them to the metaverse.
Yo, y'all know what time it is. Welcome to Get 'em to the Metaverse. I'm your boy, I'm your man, I'm your friend, JDun, but I'm with the lovely, amazing, the gorgeous, the crazy, dope, and I'm gonna say this, JoyReign. How you doing today, JoyReign? How you feeling, baby?
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Get 'em to the Metaverse. Look, we have a good one today. We have so much to talk about, so much tea, so much stuff going on in these streets, these XR streets. But before we get into all of that, let's check in with JDun. How you feeling tonight, JDun?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, y'all. Y'all know how I go. I gotta get it in. You're about to hear me flow. Listen, I gotta have me a good old time. I'm about to bust me a few old rhymes. I don't know. I'm feeling it. It's all dope. So welcome to Get 'em to the Metaverse show. Let's go. All right. Listen, y'all. We told you this is the most littiest podcast that ever existed for the Metaverse. It's our mission to help to make the extraordinary metaverse an ordinary part of life. And I'm always co-hosting with the gorgeous JoyReign. And you know it's your boy JDun. But we gotta get some shout outs in the building. Y'all know how we do. First of all, we have Mr. Trey saying let's go with the fire emojis.
There.
We appreciate you. Hardy West says your Metaverse boss
Hardy.
checking in. We appreciate you, fam. Eric Hart say the theme is such a banger. We know, fam. It's the greatest thing on all time. We got our first super chat. Here he go. Here he go. He always breaking it in, saying the best to do it. We appreciate you, fam. And we got Same Dame in the building. You know what Same Dame got to get? Same Dame gets the good claps. We appreciate the trailblazer himself. Same Dame in the building. We appreciate you, man. But listen, we got a lot to talk about. I've been hyped. This is hype. I even named the intro hype because it's a hype intro, y'all. Okay, it's a hype intro. All right, we gotta turn it down. We gotta we gotta see me, bro. We gotta do the see me, bro. See me, bro. You know what you get, bro. You know what you get. You get the good claps.
You get the good claps.
You get the good claps. But listen,
everybody who came in early.
you know what? Everybody gets the good claps. All of the good claps is for you. But what we are going to talk about tonight, guys, we got some very big breaking news. You ready to do this, Joy?
Let's do it.
All right. Man, the intro was so hype. I have to calm myself down, you know. All right, so I know a lot of people. Listen, we want to make sure you know we are going to be talking Horizon Worlds tonight. Oh yes, we will be.
Yes,
but we got to get some of the breaking news out of the way so that we can spend some time on a topic that means a lot to us. So we're going to start off with some meta news and we'll break it down from there. So the first one up. So our favorite leaker. At this point, we believe that the leaker works for Meta. I just there's no way around it. Luna has showcased, along with some other data miners, what it looks like the Phoenix headset, the rumored 2020, late 2026, early 2027. We don't know when it's going to actually come. We don't have any information to use on that. But Phoenix headset, and there's some really exciting tidbits that's been coming out about this. Joy, are you excited about yet another? Because look, your favorite headset is right there next to it, under it. We can talk about it, but let's talk about it.
All right, so we had our Meta Quest Pro, and what we used it for was face tracking. So I wonder if this Phoenix is going to have any face tracking. But what we're going to use it for, if
we're not going to do it. Later. Don't do it. She's ready. She's ready to do it.
I am excited. I am excited about that. They're bringing new hardware and whatnot, and any form factor that is, smaller than what it is, these big chunky headsets. I mean, I'm all here for it because there are other games and stuff to play using these devices. And, I wonder what new technology they're going to implement that hasn't been already implemented in those 3, 4 devices that they already released. So,
so the rumor is, now we've been waiting on codec avatars forever. Shout out to Eric Harley in the building. He knows we've all been waiting for the codec avatars forever. But that is supposedly one of the rumored pieces that's going to be launching with this. Now, this is not going to be for gaming. Supposedly, this is their Vision Pro killer. From what we're understanding, it's going to be priced very competitively to the Vision Pro. Is going to be all about eye and face tracking, hand tracking, casual gaming. You may be able to pair some type of controllers to it, maybe the Touch Plus or the Touch Pros from the Quest Pro. However, we do not know truthfully because Meta hasn't, of course, released any information about this.
Right. This is allegedly.
Yeah,
until it isn't.
So look, Eric Harley says, I can confirm that Lunia, Simolia, Nora, etc. don't work for Meta. Okay, well cool. We accept. We feel like he would know. Definitely, just I am excited about it because the light form factor. I think we're going to begin to see a lot of that. We talked about XREAL Project Aura last week. Specifically, I think there's going to be a lot of form factors like this. There's been one particular one that's been just circulating a lot. We see Vision Pro being, even though we love it to death, it is a heavier headset. So seeing anything light like this come out the gate, hopefully with that James Cameron content that was kind of sneaked at Connect, maybe some other type of TV content, some social piece, but once again, we'll get into that shortly. But yeah, there's a little bit more mock-ups here. You can kind of see very deeply from the data mining side of things. This thing is going to be heavy on eye tracking, heavy on.
I'm really interested in those little things that how they have on the glasses, those pads for your nose. That's a big difference than what those masks, as you would say, the headpieces. So it's interesting.
I think the part of this is that people don't realize is I don't think this is not really a VR. It's not really going to be a VR headset. It's going to be more like goggles, glasses, very much something that's going to be really, really light. And it looks like Eric is kind of saying the same thing. Pico Swine, Play for Dream, Next device, Gravity XR reference device, all similar to the rumored Phoenix. So yeah, it seems like there was like a reference device that kind of came out of, and people were like, yeah, I like that.
I'm going to go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and get that. That's what I want. So really excited to see that officially launch at some point. I wish it was coming this year. Like I said, it's been rumored that it was pushed to 2027. I will be honest, me and Joy both would rather it launch when it has a suite of applications.
Yes.
Because you don't want to hear us talk about the Quest Pro was supposed to have a lot of cool stuff launch, and it just didn't come to almost 2.5 years later after the Quest Pro wasn't even the main headset anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, we won't talk about that or workrooms or anything else related to that topic. So we will continue on. So not only is Meta constantly looking at the future of their VR side of things, there's also some room from the information side about some form of smartwatch. Now, Joy, I'm gonna be a little sour here. We normally buy all Meta devices. We normally jump in head first so that we can review them from folks and we can explore the technology to help expose more
Mhm.
people. That's a part of our mission, right?
Mhm.
Tell me, are you up for buying a new pair of Meta Ray-Ban display glasses with a smartwatch?
Well, this is the thing. It seems as though they're trying to build this sort of ecosystem that you have to buy into, to where it's kind of like how Apple, when you are
Yes.
in, you're in, everything works together collectively. So it looks like they're building this type of ecosystem that they want people to buy into. So if I have the watch, I have the glasses, and the key is if they all work seamlessly. That's the thing. And then what is going to work seamlessly to do, because it's kind of like there aren't that many updates with the already like meta display
So,
glasses that we have with the neuroband. So
listen, we don't need to get started because Eric is in the building too. He said the same thing we've been saying. It's one of the less updated devices they've released. We were thinking this bleeding edge
yeah.
device, similar to the Quest. The Quest is the most updated device we've ever owned in our existence of technology. Yet for some reason with the Meta Ray-Ban displays, I understand the tech is hard, it's super advanced, but come on, guys, we were expecting this thing to be rolling out updates, do some cool things, and we just got a teleprompter a little while ago. We did the typing with the handwriting. That's cool and all, but we really want to see that and go. And so this is rumored to be this year, which was kind of told to us that it wouldn't happen. That, oh, we're gonna be doing monocular displays for a while. We won't be doing biocular for a while. And now these is rumored to be launching with a smartwatch because it does make sense. Now we gotta be honest, wearing the band without having any watch, like anything on it, it doesn't really elude you to want to wear it all the time unless you're using
Mhm.
that. But if you could have something smart on it, a health related, whatever, it would cause you to want to wear it all the time. This will
Mhm.
then work with your glasses. It makes a lot of sense. So, would you be up for a biocular version of the Meta Ray-Ban displays as it is right now, or would they have to do something
Well,
really to wow you?
well, this is the thing. What I told you at the beginning was that I wanted biocular at the get go. It's like, why am I
Yes.
being a pirate looking at one eye? But I'm looking forward to it. Now,
Yeah.
I am I going to jump at it? I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, we
We
want
always say
to.
that, and then after we end up getting it, so I don't know.
So, you know what? At least Joy said
Being
it. I
honest.
didn't say it. We always do. We always say, "Oh, we're not gonna get it this time. We're not worried about it." And then we see it and we're like, we're getting it. Because we love the space, y'all. We love it, and we want to review it for you guys. We want to be able to tell you, don't go get it. When the Vision Pro came out, we told people, even though it's a crazy, incredible device for what it does, we could not at the time recommend people going and spend their money on it. Now that might have changed a lot since then, but at the time, we were like, don't go get it. This is a vision. It's not a product yet. But so yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to keep drawing that because we got so many other things to talk
Things to
about.
talk about.
But that is the Meta Ray-Ban future device possibly coming out this year. It makes sense for Connect because we were wondering, well, what else would Connect have if they don't have Project Phoenix? If they don't have anything Horizon? Well, I said the word that shouldn't be said right now. Then what could they be talking about? So this makes sense that they may be releasing something around these. And like I said, we bought the other ones. We do think the tech is very cool. We just want Meta, if you're listening, we just want you guys to back up your devices, do what you said you was going to do with them, release those updates, and keep content coming about it. Let us know that you still believe in it. Don't give up on it. The Quest Pro really had a time where it just felt like once it was released, that was it for you all. We want to see Meta Ray-Ban displays grow. We want to see it get the store. We want to get applications on it. People want to do all kind of things with it. So please, if you see this, hey Meta, we really would like for you to take more time and give us more to do with those Meta Ray-Ban display glasses, for sure. Now, Looks like Apple is paying attention as we get into our Apple side of things. Apple is absolutely paying attention to what Meta is doing with the glasses, right, Joy? Because
Hmm.
now Tim Cook has been, as he did, talking and speaking for years about augmented reality is going to be a big change in our way we do things. Before the Vision Pro came out, he is now saying that, visual intelligence with wearables specifically is going to be a true shift in the computer era. Joy, I would
Hmm.
love to hear your thoughts around what do you think about Apple getting into the space of the Ray-Ban specifically, and even what these wearables may look like.
Well, I had such high hopes for Apple. I thought, and at some aspect of it, they did change the game where other, a rising tide raises all ships and
Yes,
whatnot. But I'm 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 not going to put my whole heart into it, but I know at one point, like if or when they do release it, that they're going to make it as best as it could for what it is right then and there, if
absolutely.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see how it's going to rival Meta display, if they're going to come out swinging with more things to do than what Meta had to offer, built, because also too they do have the infrastructure already set up, like that ecosystem
hmm
already set up to be able to connect to all these different things, while Meta is slowly rolling those things out. So we shall see.
Look, you hit it on the head. There's talks about AirPods with cameras. There's talked
Hmm.
about a pendant that you would wear. There's also talk about these Ray-Ban glasses without any display. So they're years behind Meta. So Meta still has like some leg room here to where they can keep up maybe if Apple does eventually drop, Siri enabled with Gemini powered, all the stuff that they're talking about on the software side for the phone. If they can pull off Apple glasses, with Vision OS in them in some capacity, I'll be honest, that's the form factor that's going to be the change of the guard.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's going to replace the iPhone. It's not going to
Hmm.
be, anything else. I really believe it's going to be the glasses. I am that weird guy who believes augmented reality glasses, AR glasses, will be the life changing moment for us, but we're just not there
Yeah.
yet. We're not there yet, and I think if Apple doesn't have it already, it's going to be hard to see until we see a Google or some major player jump into that. I know we've talked about it last week, coming with Android XR glasses, right? We'll
Hmm.
see. Hardy West said, Meta and Prada, I'm waiting. Yeah, Mark was just at a Prada a showing, so it's a possibility that there could be something. I know XR Luxottica, the maker of the Ray-Bans, the maker of Oakley's, also have a partnership with Prada, so it's a very big possibility that they could be dropping those soon. We did hear that
Yeah.
rumor as well.
And I think the glasses is going to, change the game, because people are going to jump at the smaller form factor, and you won't have this weird looking, people are always conscious about how they look in real
Yeah.
life. And so having these glasses, especially if they're fashionable, then hey,
Listen, you hit
people are
it on
going
the
to jump
head.
at it.
It's got to be fashionable. And Joy has to. If Joy don't like the way it look, baby, it ain't gonna win. I'm gonna just keep it real with you right there. So that's the Apple intelligence side of things. That's what Apple is working on now. There is something else that is just as cool to us. Now, it may not be cool to everybody, but anybody a fan of the dang Muppets out there, okay? Now you might be like, the Muppets, yes, the Muppets, okay? What does the Muppets have to do with Apple or anything with the Vision Pro or XR at all? Well, if you don't know, the Muppets 3D show was something that was at the California, no, actually at the Orlando,
Florida.
Florida Disney World location, where you would have like a show where they would show the Muppets and they would have animatronics. It was really, really cool. It was an attraction for years, since I think 1991 or 92, something crazy. Well, they took it away. It's gone. It's no longer there. It's like a Monsters Inc. thing now. And so someone at Apple or Disney or the Jim Henson company decided they want to capture it all, and they're going to be releasing it on the Vision Pro and possibly other VR headsets. So you'll be able to relive that nostalgia of going to the Muppet 3D show. It's going to be really cool to see. I can't wait for that to come, and it's going to be a part of the Vision Pro. Joy, how do you feel about
Well,
this news?
I think that is cool because again, we grew up on those things, and also too, it's not lost, and it's
Yeah,
truly 3D now. It's in virtual reality. So I know some people were complaining about it, but again, those are the people that never really got to experience VR, so they don't know what they're missing. They
yeah,
think them experiencing it in a theater is going to be take away from it, like
yeah,
not being in a theater is going to take away from the experience, when actuality being in a VR headset is definitely going to be more immersive. So
yes.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see it and report on it and see how it was and
Yeah,
tell
we
people how it is.
it's one of those moments where when you're when you're part of a space, you want to see these types of things happen. You want to be able to say, wow, like bringing back things like this, making it magical for us, giving us those opportunities to experience these things again. I think that's what the technology of VR is really about. We'll get
Hmm.
into, once again, when we get into the Horizon World segment of all of this, you'll kind of it kind of links all into why I think so many people are hurting right now. It's the nostalgia. It's the what it was like beforehand.
Hmm.
And so it's a lot to discuss there, but we just wanted to touch on that it is going to be coming. There is no release date. It's not a whole lot of information. It's just been noted that this is something that's being worked on. So can't wait to see how they package that up and put it
Yep.
out there. So we're gonna also talk about one last thing about the Vision Pro, and we'll almost be done with breaking news, and that is something called foveated streaming. Joy, do you know what is? Look, we've heard of foveated rendering,
Uh-huh.
but have we ever heard of foveated streaming? Well, I can tell you.
Go
Um,
ahead.
well, I'm gonna say that we only heard that word come up when the Steam frame was in discussion, and supposedly now Apple Vision Pro has that ability coming in 26.4, where you're gonna be able to do foveated streaming, not just foveated rendering. Now, Joy, why is this magical? Why does this even matter to people? Is my question to you. Why does it even matter?
Because you got to let the people know what it is. You got to explain it to them first, JDun.
Okay, so I gotta explain to him. Okay, I'm gonna put the
Yes,
camera
go
on
ahead.
me.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
let you.
explain it. I'm gonna explain it. So this is what it's all about. What foveated rendering and foveated streaming between these two. Foveated rendering is when you use your eye tracking to be able to see particular pixels. So that it's tracking your eye to say, oh, this is where this person is looking at. So I'm gonna render this area in higher density, higher quality. But with foveated streaming, it's only going to be streaming the bits that you're actually looking at, which takes away the processing, like lowers the processing power on your computer, so it allows your computer to push better graphics over a better amount of time without overheating, and it's only streaming what you're looking at, and that is really really cool. And so Apple Vision Pro is going to have that. That's something that's big coming to the Apple Vision Pro. It's something that's a selling point for Steam Frame. Is also another huge opportunity that's going to be coming on. That's already on the Galaxy XR as well, which is the. Oh, we'll get into Android XR in a second, but thanks to Guy Golden Virtual Desktop, he added that feature in. So it's a lot of cool technology that's being built to make it kind of easy for any device to be really good at doing what could be great PCVR or some other cool technologies that we haven't even seen yet. So just keep that in mind when you begin to look at what Apple is doing. Don't sleep on Apple. Apple is out here doing the work. And I see Eric Hartley saying, I have a foveated streaming enabled in virtual desktop on my Galaxy XR and on Quest Pro. Shout out to you. We give you the good claps. We gonna give you the good claps. Say it works fantastic. Really changed the quality for better for PCVR. And that's what it's all about. It's all about that PCVR. Now, some of us who just do a lot of standalone, maybe not really a big deal. But for those of you who want to get the best, especially those who might be moving to VR chat, oh gosh, then you're gonna want to have the best out of your headset for those experiences, especially for VR chat. Saying things that he's curious about what that's for. We got Harry up 51 saying, "What up, y'all? What's up, fam?
Hey.
Appreciate you tuning in live for sure." So that is all of our Apple Vision Pro news, and we only have two more topics, and we're out of here with breaking news, and we can get to our main topic for tonight. Now, Joy, we were just talking about the Galaxy XR. And I'm going to put up one of my favorite images of all time to talk about Android XR, and it's this. Um, come on, do something. Every day, Joy knows this. Every day I wake up, I'm in the news. I'm in the Reddits. I'm in the Discord chats. I'm trying to see what's the moving and shaking on all the platforms, whether that's Quest Reddit, whether that's Apple Vision Pro, Steam Frame Reddit, any of them, VR in general. And then when you get to Galaxy XR, it's like literally Android XR, really, literally no news going on, and there's no new applications. There's barely any updates. There's no fixes. There's no bug fixes. There's no nothing. And
didn't they just have like their Samsung conference and there was nothing mentioned about Android XR? It's like, what?
Yes. All I'm gonna do is this. You have a Galaxy event, but then there's no Galaxy XR news. And I understand it wasn't about that. It's about the Samsung S26 Ultra. I understand that completely for all of those who be like, hey, no, it wasn't about that. But for us, in our mind, we're like, what's going on with this platform? Quest is updated every month. Vision Pro is updated every month. Heck, I think the Meta Ray-Ban display glasses have had more updates than the Galaxy XR. And we're just like, come on, guys. This is your big platform. This is your big launch. And you guys are not doing much. Eric says it perfectly. There's some significant bugs that are preventing some titles from launching that are otherwise ready for launch. Yep, we've heard the same thing. Some Unity bugs, some other things going on. And I'm like, it's been broken since the beginning of Android XR. What's really going on? We regret our purchase? No, we don't regret our purchase because why do we purchase things, Joy? We want to review them. We want to help you guys make good choices. So we'll take that on the chin. This a business expense for us, but at the end of the day, we want there to be some competition for Meta. We want there to be competition for Apple.
For everybody.
So there's pressure. We want everybody pulling and growing, taking and flowing, stealing from one another, everything that needs to happen. So we can have an ecosystem that hopefully gets to the point that's so healthy that it doesn't matter what device you buy, you're going to get all those great features. And that's all we have to say about Android XR. That's it, y'all. The last topic is a surprise topic because we have not talked about this company in a very long time, but they have something to say at GDC. And actually, I believe on March 2nd, they have something to say as well. That is Pico. Now, if you don't know Pico, they actually beat Quest 3 to the market. Before Quest 3 came out with a full color pass-through. Actually, I didn't even beat the Quest Pro before it came out with full color pass-through. And there was a great headset for standalone. Well, Pico is announcing and already have announced that they're going to be showcasing at GDC some incredible new Spatial OS, the newer version of their OS that's going to be centered around spaces, volumes, things like the Vision Pro. So think Vision Pro, but think about it on the style of for Pico. So for hopefully for a cheaper cost. We don't know yet. And they put out this little teaser video showcasing that they want people to come and build these types of experiences. So when you see this, Joy, these colors remind us of a brand.
Me a lot.
It reminds me a lot of Meta colors there, as well as some Vision Pro-esque elements. It's even got the liquid glass feel and vibe of Vision Pro. So the hope is that they're going to be a major player. Now, of course, when it comes to Pico, we have to keep in mind this has never been released in America. So when it comes to this, are they going to be able to take this device and get it shipped around the world, or will this only be in the UK, China, etc.? We don't know. We got Hardy West saying, I don't trust Pico. I understand completely. He said, yeah, okay. Like I said, we don't know. We don't know. Hey, Harriet 51, we appreciate you saying y'all are awesome. We appreciate that, fam. Thank you so much. But that's where we're at with the news. We want to see Pico. We will be at GDC, so we will get a chance to maybe attend this and see it in person, maybe. And it's a headset called Project Swan that they're supposed to be unveiling soon as well. But that is it for the breaking news. And now, Joy, it's time to talk about one of our favorite topics, Horizon Worlds. Let me just get myself situated in my chair here. I know this is what a lot of people tuned in to hear. Thank you first, y'all, for all the DMs, the messages, the check-ins. I was getting them from random people. Joy was getting it from random people. Just knowing how much Horizon means to us. Thank y'all. We just want to set the record straight there first. Just thank y'all for checking in on us. And everyone's been asking us, how do you feel about the changes about Horizon Worlds? And so we thought tonight would be the best way. We have been silent on social media when it came to, we have not made any mention about it. And so tonight we're going to break our silence. And I hope what we have to say brings peace to some, may agree with others, and hopefully we have some light at the end that people, but we want to do something different first, because we feel like in order to even talk about the topic, because there's a lot of misinformation.
A lot of misinformation that's going around. And before we begin all of that, we have to go back and give context.
Come on,
because
Joy.
we can have this conversation all day, but if there isn't context that's given, we have to frame it. Even for those who have never stepped foot in Meta Horizon Worlds, you have to understand why this has affected the community so much,
Yes.
and why others are rejoicing. So
Yes.
we're taking it from both perspectives, and we got to go back to the very beginning.
In the chat right now, we have same thing with the covering his eyes. We got the hard word with the tears, but then we got Harriet 51 saying, "I'm so glad to see them get rid of Horizon Worlds." So even in our chat, we have people that's like, I don't care, you know. So
Yeah.
we thought of something clever tonight. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of be silent for a second, and we're going to play a trailer. We'll be on screen, so you'll see our remarks. Joy has not seen this trailer since it first released. We haven't. This is it is the first Horizon. It wasn't even called. It was called Facebook Horizon trailer that showcased, and we're gonna explain to you the eras and then of Horizon, and then we'll give you our thoughts. So here is the first trailer ever showcased for Horizon Worlds. Here it is.
Beyond our world, there's another world. And it's right here, on my face. Welcome. This is Horizon. Think of me as your guide / self-appointed spokes avatar, here to show you around. You know, Horizon is filled with possibilities. You can play stuff, make stuff, fly stuff. Whoa! Really love the stash, Stuart.
What up, Stuart?
Wait, I want a mustache. Horizon isn't about rules or limits or pants. Or people telling you not to fly an airplane while drinking your fresh ground, fair trade, French press morning coffee through a curly straw. Isn't that right, Debbie? Mm-hmm. It's about getting out there and trying new things, making your mark, making friends with an Australian named Mark.
Oh, actually, I'm from New Zealand.
And you can even build a world of your own, like laser tag moon landing. Or this islandy place with these cutie patooties. Boop. In Horizon, the world is your lobster.
Isn't it oyster?
That too. So come, join us. A never-ending, ever-changing world beyond your world is waiting! Woo! Debbie gets it!
All right.
Wow.
I have a question. I wonder how many people have ever seen that advertisement, for the official advertisement for that Horizon, like at the very beginning. Have you ever seen that? But while y'all answering that in the chat,
Yes.
listen, the first thing I noticed on that is that I had not seen not one kid, not one.
oh.
It was adults. It was adults that was cooking, had their own place at the kitchen table, whatever the case may be. That is the Horizon. When we first got in there were no children. There were all adults in there, vibing, community, everything like that. But from just looking off of it, that commercial, it was advertised to adults.
So Joy has already linked into the first problem, but we said we won't give our personal thoughts just yet. But I just want we wanted you guys to first see that, okay? That in the advertisement for this, there were no kids. This was targeted to adults specifically. Now, of course, VR at the time was absolutely targeted to more adults. Okay. So the reality is, when you really think about it, that is what it started off of. That was the vision. That was what people saw. Now we're going to get into the trailer. We got one more trailer to show, then we'll kind of break down the eras and the era that we came in. This is before us. So this is like the 2019.
That's the alpha.
That's the alpha trailer. Like, this was early days. Like I said, before the beta, they opened it up to a few select people, and this was like the Wild Wild West. There was no snapping tool. There wasn't a lot of things, guys. It was rough around the edges, but this was just the beginning. The premise of it was what you saw. Be able to build anything you can think of with primitive shapes with other people and enjoy the platform. That's what it was all about. Now, we see that trailer, I think a year or so passed. We get into 2021. Hardy West is famous for saying that there was a keynote that Meta put on where Mark Zuckerberg shares his vision for the metaverse. And there was a point in it where we got to see an open beta trailer that we're about to show. This is the trailer that everyone uses when they talk about Horizon Worlds. This is the trailer that got us in the headset, and we're about to show that, and then we'll come back and explain the eras of Horizon and then give our thoughts. Here we go. You ready, Joy?
Yep, let's go.
All right, here's the trailer. Here we go.
Welcome to a place of limitless possibilities. A place where you can invent things, transform things, create entire worlds, forge new experiences, and work with others. Jetpacks! Here, you can find your community, fellow creators, and virtually hang out in perfect harmony. Going up. So, bring your vision, your artistry, your genius. Who built a cat boat? And together, we can build Horizon.
All right. So, yeah, that's what links us into our Horizon talk. The biggest... Go ahead, Joy. You had something to say because Joy was ready to speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what we did was there were 3 eras of Horizon Worlds that we broke it down into, and we have to talk about those, and it's connected all together before we can give a concise feeling of how we feel about everything. Cool. And the first stage of Horizon was the imaginary
imagination. Yeah.
The imagination of it all.
Yes.
And so go ahead, JDun.
No, because I want to make sure we explain it, because this was the era that we kind of came in at. The imagination era, where it wasn't really about monetization. It wasn't about making money. It was about coming in and seeing what you can do with these 15, 16 primitive shapes. And yes, I saw Eric Harley say it earlier. It wasn't a lot of mechanics at the time. You would be surprised at how much time we would spend on a grid that looks, like a grid similar to this white grid with nothing on it. We call them grid parties, where we were just hanging out as adults. We didn't really need mechanics. We were just coming in there and talking with other adults. This was also launched during the pandemic. So people were coming into venues and going from venues, watching concerts, to coming into worlds when it began to open in the beta. The open beta started in December 9th of 2021. And then we came into 2022, and that's when we begin to see a flood. When I say a flood, it was a flood of a lot of adults. And between 2020, from 2020 up until right around 2022 to 2023, that was the imagination era. Where you had,
it was like the golden age. It was so good, where people, so many creators that are probably watching this show right now did extraordinary things with these 15 primitive shapes that would blow your mind. And it wasn't all about the aesthetic of it all, but it was more so about building community with people from all over the world.
That part, Joy.
And having that presence in it, because again, remember, we were during the pandemic, you couldn't be close. Look, 6 feet of people, you didn't know what people had or anything like that. And so it was an outlet to be used to communicate with people from all over the world, connect. It was incredible.
Yes.
You just had to be there, like you say.
One of the things that came out of that era, we have Same Dame in the building. He said, I have not seen that. So what people don't know is that my first time in headset in Worlds, after coming into Worlds during the alpha actually, and realizing because I couldn't have Joy in there with me, I didn't want to go. Joy ended up going when the beta opened and then brought me in and was like, you got to come to this talk show. And that was run by Same Dame. Shout out to him. He is a pioneer for talk shows. And the only reason why I have to always mention that, because Joy, after being inspired by Dame, after seeing the magic of what Horizon could be, us never building before, never touching the tools, just being content creators, she made a world during the Imagination era called Joy in the Morning. Joy, you got to talk about it. Before we get into our personal thoughts, you have to talk about that Imagination era and what that meant to you for building this world.
Yeah, so Joy in the Morning was all about helping people become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity. It was during a time where everything was so uncertain. And by that time, gathering with all these people, talking to people from all over the world, we seem as though we all had similar things that we were going through. So I decided to get a talk show together to talk about those things and to let people know that, hey, you're not alone dealing with these different situations that you're going through. And it was such a healing thing during that time, during the pandemic and thereafter, of reassuring people of themselves. And that was the magic of it, because again, you felt that presence of being in a room with people from all over the world, but you're in the comfort of your own home to really connect. When you're in those avatars, you don't have to worry about what you look like. You don't have to be perfectly pristine. Your true authentic self can shine through that, and so that's what, again, this morning of Horizon Worlds, I know we're going to talk about that, but the morning of everything that's happening, people are going to not to be able to embody those avatars in VR anymore. Yes, you can go in on the mobile and whatnot, but it's not the same at all.
The Joy in the Morning show, the Dame's live show, the Horizon Live by Oculus, the world tours that he used to do as well. Shout out to Oculus. All of those types of events that was centered around community. The art shows, the Club 90s, the baller alerts, the Cloud Lounge from Price,
basement,
the basement,
all
of those particular events. Shout out to all those incredible builders,
and shout out to oh my gosh, Execute Speak the Truth, Burden.
Burden approved. Yes, absolutely. Like all these incredible creators coming in and making talk shows, podcasts, hangouts. It was the Imagination era. We were able to do so many things. Look at that set of Joy in the Morning. Like it was sunshine and rainbow. Anyone, if you went to Joy in the Morning live, I need to see you put some sunshine emojis in the chat, okay? Because that show was literally, you go through this dark room and you go into this bright sunlight. Every single person, we've had people break down in tears when they go through those portals, and you can feel the love, you can feel the prayer, you can feel the excitement of what Joy in the Morning was. And I just have to shout out Joy because that was in the Imagination era. And people ask, why isn't Joy in the Morning here right now? Well, that kind of experience, we won't be able to experience something like that again in Horizon. Now I don't know if it's forever. We can't say forever. But what we can say,
there's a time and a place for everything.
There's a time and a place for everything, and unfortunately, through 2023, that is what we were seeing. Joy in the Mornings. We were seeing. We built the Dunverse. I even have the Dunverse trailer here because it's one of them things where we started our YouTube channel and content around Horizon. It was one of the things that we pivoted on, and we decided we would be the Horizon spokespersons. We would push the platform.
And also too, it's other people. I feel like all the other creators as well. You gave your best work during this imagination period because there was nothing to gain, quote unquote, per se. We weren't monetized. We weren't none of that stuff was going on. You built solely because you had something to contribute to this space. You wanted to leave your mark. You wanted to, have some sort of passion or whatever the case may be. You wanted to contribute to this space. And I absolutely loved that imagination period where everyone is just super, super creative.
Absolutely. We have Victory Lake saying it's important for grown-ups to have third spaces too. My mom had the wall phone with her friends on a group call. We have VR. I'm glad they're pivoting in that direction. Yes, we're glad that they're still going to be focused on VR. It's just sad that Horizon won't be in VR anymore. He said, Harriet 51 said they should keep it as an app on the Quest. They just pushed it down our throats way too hard. We agree. Look, we agree. We agree.
Listen.
We never wanted it in the store. We, as VR lovers and VR first people, we never wanted Horizon to be pushed in the store like that. We never wanted it to be the first thing you see when you logged in. We wanted people who want to be in Horizon, go to Horizon. Those who don't. That's it. I don't need the mobile app to be. I really wanted Horizon to have its own app and Quest to have its own app, so that you can keep it separate. And so instead of them just separating the two, they said, we'll just take Horizon out of the headset. But we'll get into our personal thoughts in a second.
Yeah, but then we're moving on to the next phase of Horizon.
But I want to get to some of these comments because it's going to pile up on us. We got Mr. Trey saying, I don't see no kids. Believe me, during that 2020, during close to mid 2023, it was barely any kids in there. You had your squeakers every now and then, but they were respectful. They were respectful. They didn't need much. They just was there to hang out with their parents most of the time or whatever. It was never not a lot of disrespect. I feel too much talent is spread then that can create quality content for social experiences like this when they are developing their own apps. Rest in peace, PS Home. Hey, absolutely. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have them building Asgard's Wrath, Batman, and all that. But you know what? I always say, give the keys back to the people. Give your keys back to the community. We didn't need Meta to make all the games and the apps and the social experiences. We really just needed you to fund and have other people and developers make those types of things. Same thing said, I'm going to miss it. Absolutely. Area 51 said, I have met a lot of cool people in Horizon, but ended up being a bunch of squeaking kids.
And we're going to get to that because of the evolution of Horizon. So stay tuned for that. We're going to pin that.
Yes, the audience. Yeah, Hardy said the adult audience was growing crazy in 2022. We agree with you completely.
It was.
That's like I said, that was the pinnacle Renaissance era, the imagination era. I don't like to see them erase lone built communities. Absolutely. And then of course, I'm just trying to scroll through here to make sure we didn't miss anything. We got a lot of sun emojis in the building for joy in the morning. We appreciate it. A VR chat already had it figured out. Absolutely. And the Whisper says, I love PS Home. Listen, that was us pinnacle for the PlayStation for sure. Now, Joy, what is the next era that was in Horizon that we're going to talk about?
So we move from imagination to monetization.
So the monetization era literally was from basically it started in 2022, late 2022, and then we kind of really picked up steam in late 2023, and then it became a standard from 2024. Now, the monetization era wasn't a bad thing. This was finally an opportunity for a lot of creators to monetize what they were doing, to monetize not only their worlds, but maybe have some kind of in-app purchases, to get kudo boards so people can tip them for their worlds that they're experiencing. And that was a great thing. But somewhere in that monetization area, and like I said, we're going to get to our personal thoughts in a second, so just hold out, y'all. There was a shift. There was a beginning of, I want you to come to my world, not because I just want you to experience it. It's because I want to make money from you being in my world. So then people begin to make mechanics and things to try to make it sticky for you to want to stay. And then people who were creators who used to share with one another, who used to build together with one another in headset, because we didn't even mention that the big selling point for Horizon was the point that you can actually build with your friends in world.
In headset, yeah.
You'll go to Dame's live. He's got you as a guest. You in the edit mode with him. He's putting your name on the thing. He changing furniture around. You're in there as it's happening, and he published it, and then you come in and it's a rebuilt world change. It was many times, many nights in there with Hardy West or Price or so many other creators that me and Joy has experienced with, where we're building all together. So that's the monetization area. That's when money began to come in, where there was opportunities for funding, there was opportunities for in-app purchases. Like I said, we can't get into super details there, but just understand that era was kind of from really, really late 2022 all the way up into mid 2024, and
that's when we also too felt that there was a shifting happening that was going on as far as the direction of the platform. Now, it was subtle. It may have not been overt, but it was a subtle change.
Yeah, so that's when we got the new Horizon Central. That's when we started Super Rumble. That's when we saw the NBA Arena. I saw someone mention that earlier. It was a lot of the concert bands, a courtside, the NBA, over the top, all that good stuff. Even the sponsor worlds like Space Exploration World, Wendy's Verse, Cheetos stuff. Exactly, you hitting it on the head. That's when monetization began to creep in. Concert events. I'm seeing Hardy Well said money shook Horizon in 2024. Absolutely. When I started, I was the meme. You guys are getting paid. Like a lot of us were just in it for the experience, for the community, especially Joy and I. We were just in it because we loved it. It was our metaverse home. We were excited about it. We were happy that people were making money, but we were just really there to just enjoy.
We didn't see it.
Yeah, we didn't make so Meta. If you're listening, if you want to, after 4 or 5 years of pushing the platform, you want to throw some, hey, we'll take it. But that lets you know it was always pure on this side.
On this side.
And let me say something. And that does not mean the folks who made. I want to make this very clear.
That part.
The folks who put their life into this platform, they deserve every dollar they've made. You can fight me on it. You can do whatever, you can say whatever you want to say. They deserve every single dollar. A lot of people put in hard working hours, constantly in headset. This isn't a time where you had to still be in headset. There was no desktop editor. There was no a tri-mesh. There was still desktop editor. You was still having to do in headset. You were still building. You were trying to do everything you could to make this financially stable for you. And it wasn't a lot of money at the time. It was very slim, and they earned their spot. So shout out to every creator that was doing that. All we're saying is people thought we were getting paid to promote Horizon. Never seen much of anything when it comes down to money when it comes to Horizon. So you could take that and write a book about it. Yeah, I wanted to say something else. So for every person that's thought that me and Joy were bought by Horizon, I promise you,
got another thing coming.
Yeah, we never get. Yeah, it was never.
When we're into something, we're into something.
Yeah.
We like to share, like we say, the good news of whatever. When you really enjoy something, you like to share it with other people, and you want to get your people involved so you all can have a even amazing time. And so that was our thing. We found a spot that was unlike no other, where it had community and everything like that. And so we were having a good time doing the craziest things in world. And so it was a good time.
Absolutely. The Whipster said, I feel like when the NFTs was majorly rejected, so was the beginning of the financial walkaway with the metaverse. Absolutely. Just seeing that seemed like the same thing. It did for a lot of people. Hardy West with another super chat said, it changed my life. Shout out to you, bro. We give you the good claps. Yes. Absolutely. You worked your tail off for everything that you've done. No one can take that from you. I'm going to say it right now. I've seen that journey as so many other creators I've watched. I've seen your journey. I'm giving you your flowers live on here. We've seen you work 24. I saw Dame said it earlier. 24/8. Okay, that means that man created a whole nother day just to work. All right, so you deserve every opportunity that has come your way for sure.
I was gonna say, so because time is of the essence.
Of course.
So then we came from imagination to monetization, and then after the final one, JDun,
is mobilization. So that is when Horizon began to push into mobile. Now, how did they do that? They did it by going into doing these different types of contests. And so last year, I want to say they had like, I think about, I don't know how many contests. We had a contest almost every month, 6 or 7
It
contests,
felt like
8 contests. It was a lot of contests. A lot of people, some people in this chat, shout out to Hardy West, won 6 different contests in different ways. And like I said, not a negative thing that they were pushing mobile. We just never thought that would mean that they would eventually make it not be in VR. But
Yeah.
I guess the writing was on the wall, right?
That part.
This was literally us seeing them shift. What happened? This was them changing from being a VR platform to being mobile. Now, that's the word that's shaking a lot of people when we begin to talk about mobile, because technically, you know, VR, when we think about the metaverse, you don't first think about a phone. You think about a VR headset. We think about Ready Player One. We're thinking we're going to strap something on our head and we're going to go into the metaverse, right? Well, that is not what we're going to have any longer, which leads us to our personal thoughts of Horizon Worlds. Joy, I don't know if you want to go first or if you want me to go first.
All right, well, I'll start to take it. When I first heard that they weren't going to have Horizon Worlds in VR, you wouldn't be able at some point in time, because they haven't taken it away as of yet.
Yes, there's a lot of misinformation, Joy. Clear it up.
Yes, a lot of misinformation of saying that you can't get into Worlds or whatever the case may be. No, Horizon Worlds is still there, and you are accessible to your worlds in VR as of right now. And so hearing that information saying that there's going to be a some timeline that you won't be able to access Horizon Worlds in your headset, it made me really sad. It made me be like, and pause, and was like, are they serious? Like, is this for real?
Yeah.
You know, because of all the time that we put in it, we believed in not just the platform itself, but we believed in the community and the greater good of what this technology can do, especially because it wasn't centered around games per se at the very beginning. Just like when I took it back to when we looked at that first trailer, where it was centered around adults and people were making things, hangout places for adults, talk shows for adults, different things to where adults can get into this space, and for them to just switch it completely to focus on children. The handwriting should have been on the wall then to see where it was changing and whatnot. But my first initial thought, it was heartbreak. It was like, I can't believe that they actually, you know, are doing this. There was no signs, you know, it was, I don't know. And I was upset too. It's like the stages of grief. It's like you're sad, but then after you get upset because you saw that it wasn't my thing, it wasn't marketed correctly.
Yes, Joy. Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
It was not, Horizon Worlds was not marketed correctly. And I feel as though because there was a lot of shifts in meta from time to time, there were people that were bought into it that didn't believe and was sold in on the dream as the people that initially was foundationally there because they wanted to be there, not because they were paid to be there, you know? Ooh, and so I feel as though if they were to take notice of the people that were there, not because they wanted to get paid, but because they actually enjoyed being in the space, this platform would have gone in a total different direction and could have been marketed way differently and more effectively.
Joy, you just said a whole lot. I got to give you the good claps one more time. You know, I'll put the camera on me and then we'll kind of sum it up at the end here. And this is a perfect opportunity because I saw Harrier 51 say, I disagree, the signs were always there. Everybody hated Horizon World shoved down their throats and they finally listened, but maybe a little too much. Let me say this.
This was before it wasn't even advertised. I'm talking about before, at the very beginning, before it was even advertised and shoved down, quote unquote, people's throats, that I'm referring to, because the way that you build a house, the foundation has to be solid first before you can build on top of it. And I feel as though the foundation of the marketing of Horizon was never steady, and foundational to where it could be built on something solid.
So we either had Questy's Super Bowl commercial, or we had I won't say the Wendy's verse. It was never. And then when we started picking up steam, right? I love what Same Thing said. He said, "My vote is for Joy to be on Meta's marketing team." Meta, shout out. Hey, we've been trying for a long time to have that conversation, but we won't get into that right now. It felt like it never hit where it was supposed to hit. And you said something, and the only reason why I brought up that comment, Harrier 51, we love you, we appreciate you. We're not taking away what you're saying. We understand it was shoved down your throat. It was the way it was shoved, first of all.
That part.
And also, it's bad PR to do that, right?
That part.
We should have grown your audience that wanted to be a part of it. I kind of felt like Horizon at that time was a secret club that no one knew existed.
Yes.
It was a secret club.
At the very beginning.
I'm going to give myself the good claps. It was a secret club that no one knew existed. And if you were in there in that peak time, that early time that we're talking about, that 2022, that 2023, I promise you it was 2021, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. It was a very different place than what you experience now, or what you had been experiencing for a while. So here's my thoughts. Now that Joy shared hers, here's my thoughts. When I first heard the news about what's going on with Horizon Worlds, my heart was literally broken in half. You're talking about 5 years. I'm not talking about financial. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about 5 years of relationships, of connections, of seeing people creativity grow into their careers, grow into game developers, grow into builders, collaborations, brands coming in, doing different things, seeing different things, hearing different things. And just having the experience that me and Joy met some of the people that mean the most to us right now in our life, that we talk to on a weekly, sometimes daily basis in Horizon Worlds. So when people tell me it was a waste of time, when people tell me, oh, it doesn't matter, good riddance, I gotta be honest, it comes off cold, because you don't know what we built, right? And the reality is, when we were at Connect of 2023, when they were announcing at the time to a very select few of people who were blessed to be there, and we were there, they were explaining that Trimesh, what would end up becoming custom model importing. They were explaining that, we're going to be having a desktop editor, you're going to be able to build outside of the headset, and da-da-da-da-da. And then we realized, where's the collaboration? Where's the building with your friends? One of the things me and Joy love doing is going and building worlds together. That's gone. And I literally said to the entire group who was sitting in front of me at the round table, as well as to the Meta employees that were there, and I will have no problem to respond because it was nothing negative. It was me saying, I think we're losing the soul of Horizon.
That part.
When you no longer, the trailers, do we have to go back to the trailers? The trailer said you can build whatever you want with your friends. You can explore worlds together. You can, be able to have that social experience. And then somewhere down the line, it became a gaming platform. Somewhere down the line, it became, now I'm competing for people to spend time in my worlds. Now it's become less about the people and the community and more about the numbers. And I understand, for growth to happen, mobile is the way. So for those who don't believe, mobile is the way for growth. Okay, we need more people to come into the space. Understood. Applaud you guys for taking the time to think about putting on mobile. In fact, mobile was always a part of the Horizon plan. It was always supposed to be in headset, on web, and mobile. The problem is that we lost the soul of Horizon.
Yeah.
And we begin to become or try to become a Roblox clone. And the second we begin to be a Roblox clone, we lost the identity of what made Horizon so great. Meta, I'm sorry. Look at me. I'm not gonna put this on Joy. I'm not gonna put this on nobody else. Bring the soul back. I'm sorry. Bring the soul back. I understand. Built for mobile. Understood. What sets it apart from me building in Roblox? What sets it apart from me building for Rec Room? What sets it apart from me building in VR chat? What sets it apart from me building in Fortnite?
Yeah.
What's the difference? The difference was, originally, I can build with my friends in VR. I can explore these worlds together. We're going to have this Horizon engine. We were sold at Connect. We're going to have Horizon engine, Horizon Studio. You're going to be able to finally make those VR chat type worlds in Horizon. You're going to get that video player you've been looking for. You're going to be able to do some new animations. You're going to be able to use some cool new stuff. And you're going to be able to cross play between VR, mobile, and web. And now that's dying.
I think when I love what you said, JDun, and I think that a lot of people, when they see people upset about it, because again, we haven't even gotten to the rejoicing side of the people that are happy about this.
Yeah.
But on the other side, what you see when people are upset about it is that they're mourning the soul that was lost of Horizon Worlds.
Say that, Joy.
The initial meaning, the foundation that was set for Horizon Worlds, that you were there and you believed in that initial belief system of that. We're mourning that because that is not going to be anymore. Sometimes some people are even saying, they don't even recognize the platform anymore. When
Correct.
you log into it, it's like you said, it's a cheap copy. And why would you ever want to be a cheap copy of somebody else? I think that was the selling point of Horizon Worlds, was that I can build in headset with other people.
You had
That
people
was the
who
selling
never was a 3D modeler, 3D builder, game mechanic maker, who was learning these tools. You had, shout out to Vidju. You had pioneers like that who were sharing scripts with people. We lost all of that. He didn't stop, of course, but we lost that sharing, that community, that come see what I built today. Joy woke up one morning with Joy in the Morning in her mind at 4 a.m. And by 10 p.m. that night, the Joy in the Morning that you see for the most part was built. That exact specification, that look, that feel, that vibe. We had to clean it up a little bit, but that was the world. Shout out to Game of Thrones. He said, love y'all too. We love you too. Harrier 51 say, hey, love y'all. All the love. We appreciate you too. I'm trying to go do some of these. We got Just As Art Carlos in the building.
Hey.
Used to be known as Oculus. We give you the good claps. He said Horizon. He said what we said. Horizon was the best kept secret during beta. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Harrier 51 said they really should have let Horizon grow organically. If they did, we would not be talking about it today, and we'll all still be enjoying it. I agree with you. I think there was a time where it was growing organic. Believe me, that time between 2020 and 2024, it was growing. I made lifelong friends and learned so much from collaborating with people I've never met or would meet any other way. Hardy
Absolutely.
said, yeah, a lot of mistakes was made, turned me into a monster. And that's the point. We want to point fingers and say we're going to wrap this up because we're going way over time. But that's the point I'm trying to make. Somewhere down the line, it became, you can make money and not step on people. You can make money and build community. You can make money and still enjoy what you're doing on the platform, right? We see that with Roblox. There's people who are making great money on Roblox, but still enjoying using the platform. And somewhere down the line, it became, man, unless I'm building, I'm not even in a headset anymore. We lost our soul.
But this is the thing. I think if the Horizon today, with all the amenities that it has today, opened up in 2020, 2021, with all of those things and never evolved, then you wouldn't see this big outcry, whatever. But because it was so different back then, what it was and what it was advertised to now what it has evolved into, and a lot of people aren't subscribed to what that is, it's kind of like, well, where am I in this whole equation?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the things, just like I said, Carlos said, Hardy is my hero. So much growth in 5 years. I'm proud of you, bro. Absolutely. We shout out to you, man. And he's saying, echoing what we're talking about, the people. That's what made Horizon what it was. It wasn't the worlds, y'all.
That part.
The magic of the world, like we was talking about Burden of Proof. I was actually talking about this. I actually called and talked to Burden, and we had a conversation a few days ago. the power of going to, Dame, we got to do this. I'm going to do both. And we're going to shut it down. Dame made a special seat for me and Joy. We were sit in the same corner, right? And we were like, yo, we love this show. We were coming one time. We came from all the way from a trip, rushing home to get a headset. Back. This is how much Horizon meant to folks. We had to be at Dame's on Friday night. We had to be there, right? So we're rushing in the house, putting the headset on, not eating, running in. Oculos, shout out to him. He had a special spot at Horizon Live for us. Yeah. We talked about burden of proof. We were talking into pink mirrors with beanbag chairs, with beads that made a sound that didn't move, but made a sound when you walked through them. Yet you felt like you was at a speakeasy and you had some of the best conversations. Truth was spoke at Ask the Q Speak the Truth. Those experiences don't work on mobile. We lose that on mobile. 90% of people, I'm sure Meta has the statistics, do not unmute their mics on mobile. So you're not going to have this connection. I remember Oculo saying that he was playing Xbox. He didn't unmute his mic on Xbox. I don't do it
during Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Oh, you do not want to hear Joy doing Call of Duty. Okay, she is not joyful doing Call of Duty. We lost something, y'all. We're losing something, so we can mourn it now.
Yes, we can mourn it.
We can mourn it. Hardy West said the culture could have blew it up. They never got with it. That goes back to the PR thing.
PR and marketing. Yep.
Yeah. Miami VR said Adult Studio is going to allow us to make some of the most advanced VR experiences. To hear VR would not be a part of that in the future transforms Horizon completely. King of Miami. Yes, shout out to you, fam, for all that you've done as well. Because you were just out there killing it in Super Rumble and Arena Clash. All right. Yeah. And you elevated your skills and took it to the next level. Harrier51 said the best thing I got out of Horizon was getting hit to the fact that you guys existed on the platform. See? I'm gonna be honest with you. Without Horizon, I don't know what we would be maybe doing VR, but I don't know if we would be the JDun and JoyReign people know today. So we can mourn that, right? We can feel a little mourning there. And that's the deal. But I will say this because I don't want to end on a sour note. I want to say that we still believe. Call us crazy, call us wild. We still believe that if there's just an inkling of someone at Horizon who hears this, sees this, Boz, Zuck, if it comes across, what's up? If it comes across your table, hear the hearts of the community. We don't want to see the VR side go. We don't. I don't see how it comes back. That's the problem. I don't see how you take away VR and then 3 years later, 2030, let's just say. You say, oh, and now we're bringing Horizons back. No, we've shifted. It's a mobile thing. By that time, who knows where VR is going to be? Who knows where augmented reality is going to be? Vision Pro, these other headsets. We don't know where any of that's going to be. So we still want VR now. We don't know the timelines. We don't know. It could be 2 years. They could say, oh, we got 2 years, guys. It won't be going for 2 years. But still, who's going to want to continue to make VR experiences work in Horizon if they know eventually it's going to shut down? It smells a lot like Alt Space. It smells a lot like how Second Life was on its first coming. It's on its second coming now, and so I just don't know. Horizon, we loved what we had. We feel like there's a PR change that happened. There's a soul that's been missing, and that if at all possible, if there's any hope for it at all, we cannot be a Roblox clone. We have to have our own existence. We have to be our own standalone thing that separates from everybody else. We will go down in the ship. JDun and JoyReign is just going to go down in the ship. If it fails, it crashes, you will know. We bet it on Horizon. It's been our metaverse home. Unfortunately, I don't know how we embody that home after it's out of VR, but we'll figure that out. But we're going to go down with the ship. But just know there's a lot more to be said about Horizon from us, but we're going to have to wait until the dust settles and see what happens.
Yeah. And also too, I do want to speak to the creators because us as creators, we have to adapt as well. And I'm not saying that everyone has to do mobile or create with mobile or whatever the case may be, but I do want to encourage the creators that have learned these different skills with 3D modeling and all this type of stuff like that. Make sure you all these make sure you know that all these skills are transferable. So don't let those skills die.
Yeah.
You know, we just had the creator recharge thing that I was over, and a lot of people thought that this creator recharge thing was to motivate people to continue working in Meta Horizon worlds. Absolutely not. That's debunked. No, it is not. What creator recharge was to encourage you as a human being, as a creator, to let you know that when it's time to recognize when you're burnt out, when it's time to create in whatever medium that you choose to create, you know. And I want to encourage every single creator, just because it seems like this platform has changed or shifted or whatever, we are adaptable. We can change, we can move into, we can leave the platform completely. It's our prerogative. We can stay, we can adapt, we can build with the mobile if you want to. But guess what? No one's mad at whatever choice that you decide to make, because at the end of the day, what's best for you is best for you. And so, hey, that's all I'm saying. Encouraging everybody, do what's best for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of information. A lot of folks saying they're moving to VR chat. Cool, great,
Woohoo.
do it.
Yeah.
No disrespect, no disconnect. We've been in VR chat. It's a great place for people who enjoy VR chat. It's not our vibe. It's not what we enjoy, but absolutely understand. Some people want to port their worlds over and still have that connection in headset. There might be someone out there that's watching this and saying, "I'm going to go build that Horizon platform again," and hey, more power to you. There's some people who saying, "You know what? I'm going to boycott this." More power to you. There's some people who saying, "I'm going to take advantage of the opportunities that are there and I'm going to go after it." More power to you. They're all on equal platforms. What we don't want to do is be like, well, because I feel this way and you feel that way, now it's like, no, it's the reality is we all are mourning. If you was a part of Horizon for the last few years, you are mourning in some way. Some people just mourn by getting up and going back to work. Some people mourn by shedding a tear, getting a drink, talking about it. Me and Joy had a lot of talks about it privately before we had this talk. And then there's some people who's like, you know what? It's going to be, some people was really excited about the changes. Those who were coming from Roblox, those who were coming from other platforms, like, yes, finally, Meta, you're going to have a narrower focus. This does give them a narrower focus and allow them to say, we're going to focus here. Now, I love what someone said earlier. It's about the money. It's we can sit here all day and say we want this metaverse home, we want this and that, but if it wasn't making dollars, it don't make make sense. So we understand. We're not dumb to that. We want, now here's the thing we do want. We don't want VR to die. We don't want Horizon to be the reason that they get out of Quest completely. So if that takes, if the sacrifice has to be, okay, well, we can't have it. It wasn't making any sense. The numbers, I believe it was said it was 4 times the growth on mobile than it was on any other on headset. So they're like, hey, we're gonna try this. We're not gonna get rid of it completely. I just hope that if anyone from Horizon, us, we have been champions of Horizon, even through the dark days, the no leg days.
Listen, a lot of people don't know, because me and JDun covered the whole, I'm going to say diaspora of XR. We covered the whole thing. And there were a lot of times where we were the only people that was champion Horizon. Like what we always say, we put Horizon on our back. People would be like, I don't know why y'all are advertising for that, or y'all talk so highly about Horizon or whatever. But
people going in our throats thinking that we're being paid by Meta to speak about it. And I'm like, man, if you only knew that we've never got a dime for anything that we've done for that in that manner. It's like, you don't understand. We were doing it for the community. We're doing it for the people. We were posting on Twitter and getting slaughtered in the comment section. We were posting on YouTube when we had no legs and people were joking on us. So of course, when legs came, we had a song. We got legs. We was excited about it. It went viral internally for Meta, because we were just so excited about having legs, because it was like we didn't have legs for literally 2.5, 3 years. So for us, it's always been about the people, and it will always be about the people. it's never been about the money. It's never been about anything. It's about community engagement. It's about taking it to the next level. It's about exposing the technology to the metaverse. People ask us, you gonna change the name of the podcast? I don't know, but we ain't gonna change it right now because we still believe in the metaverse. All right, we still believe in the power of it. Not the mobile verse, as Oculus would like to call it now. But he did say recipes metaverse 1.0. Yeah, charged up, Hardy World. We appreciate you, man. Let's go. It. Just Oculus said, much love. I see Oculus. I'm sorry. I always see Oculus. Just ask Carlos. Much love, y'all. Appreciate you. Harriet51 said, thank you so much for going live and having this conversation so much with us. Much appreciated. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. Harriet51 said, I'm 60 years old. I'm a 60-year-old that is absolutely loving VR. So glad I'm alive to experience this. And that's what I'm saying. We don't want to lose VR. And we never, I just say it one more time. I'm sorry. Got to say it one more time. We as a people, as the Horizon people, never wanted it in the store. We never wanted it to be shoved down anyone's throat. We just wanted Horizon to win. We were excited about it, the OS being called Horizon. We was excited about the Meta Horizon app. We was excited about the Meta Horizon store, but we never were looking for it to become the default for everybody to see when they put their Quest on. We want people to, why not? Here it is, done. I promise, I'm done, y'all. Customization, y'all, right? I can customize everything on my computer. I can customize everything on my Mac. I can customize everything on my phone just about. I understand I can't change some things, but why couldn't I just, maybe turn off worlds that I don't want it or turn on worlds more if I want it? Why not just give people the option to not see or see what they don't want to see? Can't we do that on social media now?
You sure can.
We turn off what we don't, block what we don't want to see, not see more of this, see more of that? So that's a free idea, you guys. No shade. We just, maybe give us some, confirmation, some customization here. And the Whipster said, last comment we'll talk about here, literally kept saying growing up that I'm living for the time when VR becomes attractive enough, mechanically speaking, capable enough, and visually appealing enough, physically freeing enough to be in, 48 years old. Absolutely. Listen, this is all it's about. And we will continue to push, speak up for the people. We're not afraid. Once again, there's nothing holding us to this standard that we can't tell the truth. We didn't come on here bashing Horizon. No one can say that. So anyone who's listening, we never came on here bashing anyone who worked for Horizon. We just said there's been some misguided steps. Obviously, because there's been some layoffs. There's been some changes. If it was all working, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. But
and also to want to acknowledge everyone's feelings and let them know that your feelings are justified and how you feel, whether you're happy about it or sad. Everybody has their own perspectives of it, and we respect everyone's opinion. And that's why we wanted to come on and share our opinion of it.
Yes, and
we can have an understanding to how to move forward.
Absolutely. So that's it, y'all. We are 24 minutes. This is the longest podcast we've ever done. But shout out to every single one of you for rocking with us this entire time. It means so much to us that you wanted to hear what we had to say. Listen, we still believe in the metaverse. We will never give up on the metaverse, and we will never give up on Horizon. Joy, what else you got to say to the people before we go?
I want to say thank you all so much for rocking with us. We really appreciate you all, and especially to our Meta Horizon family. We will always truly cherish everything that we've built up toward this point. Look, y'all, it's community. I don't even want to say it's Horizon per se. It's the community that we built in these relationships that we have that means the world to us. So thank y'all so much, and I'm so glad. JDun is so glad to have met you all.
That's right. And listen, we want you to keep building, keep exploring, keep creating, no matter where you go, whether that's in Horizon or another platform. Whether you decide to become a VR developer, whether you decide to be a game developer on mobile, we just want you to continue to go out there and fulfill the mission to get them to the metaverse. Listen, y'all, we out of here. That was dope. I got chills. I got chills. We appreciate y'all. Everybody tuning in. Dame, we see you saying well worth it. Enjoyed the show. We got Harry 51 saying y'all are absolutely awesome. Nothing but love for you. We got the Whistle saying I still believe it's not the metaverse and not Oculus. It will still come. Keep the faith. Thank you, JDun and JoyReign. We appreciate y'all. Listen, we gonna see y'all next time on Get 'em to the
Metaverse.
All right, y'all. You know how we like to say, peace.